Shohei Ohtani just did something that we all wish we could do. He shut Stephen A. Smith all the way up. We have a guy that's never even played in Major League Baseball getting paid by the Tigers. A free agent who just signed with the Mets cost himself $2+ million. And Kris Bryant, it looks like he's actually changing positions going into 2024. If you're brand new to the channel, we talk about baseball every single day. So do me a favor, click that subscribe button because we're so close to 500,000 subs. So yesterday, Shohei Ohtani accepted his MVP award, his second MVP in the last few years, and he gave his entire speech in English, which most likely had Stephen A. Smith in shambles and reacting like this.
To all the writers who voted for me, thank you. This MVP award is very prestigious, and winning this award means the world to me.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
Now, the reason why I bring up Stephen A. Smith is because a few years ago, Stephen A. said that Shohei Ohtani was essentially a bad face of baseball because he didn't speak English. Even though Ohtani does speak English, he chooses to use Ippei the interpreter because he doesn't want to get taken out of context by guys like Stephen A. Smith. He's taking the Ichiro approach. And also, Ohtani, I think he can speak Spanish as well. I kind of consider that a feel-good story. And another feel-good story, Carlos Carrasco, Cookie, he is back with the Guardians. It makes me so happy to say that he is most likely going to end his career in Cleveland. And if you guys don't remember, once upon a time, Cookie was one of the best pitchers in the AL. I mean, the Guardians just keep on producing pitcher after pitcher so they can move off of guys like an aging Carlos Carrasco. But yeah, he's coming home. Kris Bryant is officially changing positions according to a few sources. I don't exactly know how often he's going to be playing first base in 2024, but just like what the Phillies are doing with Harper, keeping him safe and sound at first base, they want to make sure he plays 150 plus games. The Rockies are now going to try the same thing with Kris Bryant. Now, I don't know what that means for youngsters like Elieris Montero or even Michael Toglia, who I quite like. But Kris Bryant, he's got to stay healthy, and maybe playing him at first base or a DH is the best way to do that because honestly, out there in the outfield, he's one of the worst defenders in baseball. Let's talk about a prospect that just got paid by the Tigers. His name is Colt Keith. That is a real name. And if he's not a future superstar just based off his name, I don't know who is. The only other name I can think of that is destined to be a superstar just based off his name is Blaze Jordan. But Colt Keith was just given a 6-year extension that guarantees him almost $30 million, and that can go up to $82 million with club options starting in the year 2030. Wow, that made me feel really old. So before we talk about the free agent that cost himself $2+ million, let's talk about a few guys that are going to brand new teams. Adam Frazier, who last played for the Orioles, he is going to the Royals on a 1-year deal worth $2 million. And the craziest part about Adam Frazier, he's coming off a season in which he had a career high 13 home runs. I did not see that coming, especially after seeing how terrible he was for the Mariners. So there you go. If you're a Royals fan, what do you expect out of Adam Frazier? He's an aging middle infielder that once upon a time was one of the best contact hitters in baseball, but he's just not that guy anymore. For some weird reason, I thought that Alex Wood was approaching 40 years old. This dude's only 33, and he is going to the A's on a 1-year contract. Well, actually, we don't know the specifics of the contract just yet, but I think it's a 1-year deal. And a fun fact from Fuzzy, his 4.33 ERA from last season would have been the best ERA of anyone on the A's pitching staff. I really like this signing because he's a veteran. I feel like he can really shed some light onto a young lefty like JP Sears, who they got from the Yankees. I like Luis Medina and his ceiling. Mason Miller, he's coming back. I'm not saying the A's are going to shock the world anytime soon, but this is a decent signing. Alex Wood to Oakland, not bad. All right, let's talk about a few relief pitchers. One of them, Hector Neris, he is going to the Cubs on a 1-year, $9 million deal, and I think that this can go up to $11 million a year if the club option is accepted in 2025. Now, I remember Hector Neris as a member of the Phillies, where he would dominate 1 year, he would erode the next year, go back to being elite, erode for the next 2 years, and then he would go back to being elite. So let me know in the comments down below if you're a Cubs fan, which version of Hector Neris are you going to get in 2024? To be honest, I really like what the Cubs are building in that bullpen. I think that Adbert Ozolai is really good. Hector Neris as a setup guy, that's a really good 1-2 punch. Adam Ottavino is going back to the Mets on a 1-year deal worth $4.5 million, and I say it like that because I'm setting up this. He cost himself $2+ million because he opted out of a nearly $7 million contract option right before 2024 came around, so he declined the option that was worth $6.75. He thought he was going to get more, but after a few like deferrals and stuff like that, I don't exactly exactly know how it was going to happen. I think he's only missing out on like 1.5 or 1 million, but that's still a lot of money. So the Angels have made a few moves, including giving Aaron Hicks a contract for the 2024 season. Now, something you do have to remember, the Yankees are paying him because they released them. After they released them, Aaron Hicks went to the Orioles and he popped off. In 65 games, he had 7 doubles, 7 home runs, 6 stolen bases, a 275 batting average, and a whopping 381 on base percentage. All of that wrapped up in a 127 OPS plus. I could not believe my eyes that Aaron Hicks was as good as he was for a different team in the AL East. He was destroying baseballs all season long, or I shouldn't say all season long, all second half long. Now, defensively, he's not going to wow you anymore because the sprint speed, it's not what it was. Also, because of that sprint speed not being what it was, the range has suffered as well, but give credit where credit is due. If you need an outfield assist to home plate, he still has one of the best arms in all of baseball. He had a top 5% cannon last year. He can still throw it. So does that mean that Mickey Moniak is now a platoon guy? I think it does mean that, because versus lefties last year, Moniak was unusable, and Aaron Hicks, he hit 350 with the 163 OPS plus versus lefties. That is now one of the best platoons in all of Major League Baseball, because Mickey Moniak, he essentially had those numbers versus righties last year. Okay, he wasn't as good, but Mickey Moniak had a 133 OPS plus and a 294 batting average, only 7 walks to 92 strikeouts. So if he can somehow take the walk more often, he's going to be even better. But there you go, Aaron Hicks, he is going to the Angels. So let's talk about a guy that doesn't even have 60 Major League at-bats, Trey Cabbage. He was just released by the Angels, or I should say he was DFA'd, and the reason why this post went so viral is because Trey Cabbage in AAA went 30-30. That's 30 plus home runs, 30 plus stolen bases while hitting over 300, but the problem is he plays in the PCL. That is essentially Coors Field on steroids, and he has a terrible K percentage. But if Trey Cabbage gets picked up by the Rays, I might bet on him to win MVP, and he could become baseball's first ever 50-100 player. That's 50 home runs and 100 stolen bases. So that pretty much does it for all of the signings. I wanted to go over them real quick, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. And to end today's video, we have some controversy between former Washington National Juan Soto and the Nationals. There's a jersey involved as well. So we have a little bit of drama and controversy in the baseball community, and Juan Soto is actually involved. So as you can see, this is real. MLB posted that the Nationals will in fact retire their City Connect uniforms at the end of the 2024 season. The City Connect uniforms with the cherry blossom on them. I thought that they were pretty cool. But apparently one man did not like the jerseys. Former Washington National Juan Soto. If you go back to that same post about MLB and you check the comment section, I'm not lying, it is there right now unless it's been deleted. Juan Soto put 3 clap hand emojis basically celebrating that these jerseys will never be back after 2024. A lot of Nationals fans are not happy with this decision because, one, they think that the jerseys are sick in themselves, and also the cherry blossom, it's huge in the city and community of DC, so why would they get rid of it? And also, all of this is happening after the Nationals put out these updated jerseys for the upcoming season. They didn't even have this squiggly little Walgreens W on one of the jerseys. Why is everything so modern? So yeah, let me know, which side are you on? Are you on the side of Juan Soto? You think that these are ugly and you're happy that they're gone, or are you sad to see them go?